The Quran. For over 1 billion people, it's not just a book, it's a guide for pretty much everything. But what does it actually say? Today, we're going to take a guided tour and explore its core message, its most powerful stories, and its vision for the world, right from the text itself.
So where do you even start with a book that shapes the lives of billions of people? I mean, it can seem pretty overwhelming, right? That's exactly why we're going to break it down, follow a clear path, and walk through its most foundational ideas together. Let's get started. So here's our game plan. We're going to cover 5 key areas. First, we'll look at how the Quran actually defines itself. Then, we'll get to its absolute core message. After that, we'll dive into the timeless lessons from its stories about the prophets, see its blueprint for a just society, and finally, we'll unpack its view on the ultimate reckoning.
Okay, first up, the book's own identity. It calls itself a divine guide. So before we even get into the teachings, we have to ask a really basic question. What does the Quran say about itself? What is its purpose?
The Quran actually has several names, but one of the most powerful is Al-Furqan. It means the criterion, and that name really gets to the heart of its mission. The book is saying, I am here to be the ultimate standard, the thing that helps you tell the difference between truth and falsehood, right and wrong. And this idea of a clear standard is a huge theme. The Quran says over and over again that its message is meant to be clear, that it's supposed to be easy to grasp. The real challenge for a lot of readers, though, comes from translations that can sometimes get bogged down in dense academic language, and they lose that direct, powerful voice of the original Arabic.
That idea of clarity leads us straight to the absolute heart of the Quran, the message of one God. This concept, known in Arabic as Tawheed, isn't just one belief among many. No, it's the bedrock. It's the foundation that everything else is built on.
This one verse really says it all. Every single law, every story, every single principle in the Quran flows directly from this one idea, the absolute indivisible oneness of God. In fact, the text says that associating partners with God is the single greatest wrong, the one thing that can't be forgiven.
So how does the Quran make its case? Well, it's not through some complex philosophical argument. Instead, it just points to the world all around us. It's constantly inviting the reader to just look. Look at the signs, the sky, the seasons, the ships on the sea, the rain, the winds, and see in their perfect harmony the proof of a single, wise, and powerful creator.
And just like the Quran points to signs in nature, it also points to signs in human history, and it does that through the stories of the prophets. See, this isn't just a book of rules. It's a collection of incredibly powerful narratives, and every single story is designed to teach a crucial lesson.
Now, this is absolutely key. The Quran presents these figures not as the founders of different religions, but as links in a single, unbroken chain. From Adam to Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and all the way to Muhammad, their message is presented as one and the same. Worship the one true God.
I mean, take the incredible story of Joseph. His own brothers betray him, they literally leave him for dead, and yet, after years and years of hardship, he rises to a position of immense power. And when those very same brothers are standing in front of him, totally at his mercy, what does he do? He doesn't get revenge, he offers complete forgiveness. It's just a stunning lesson in grace.
Or think about this moment from the story of Moses. It is pure drama. Pharaoh's best magicians, totally arrogant, show up to confront Moses. But when Moses' staff, by God's power, literally swallows all of their illusions, their confidence just shatters. In that one instant, they recognize a power far beyond anything they've ever seen, and they fall to the ground in belief.
These stories of faith aren't just stories. They all lead to a crucial point. In the Quran, belief is never passive. It has to be translated into action. And that brings us to the book's blueprint for a just society, a practical guide for how to live, both as a person and as a community.
And the guidance here is so comprehensive, it touches every part of life. And you start to see a pattern, right? Socially, it's about being kind to the vulnerable. Economically, it's about integrity. Legally, it's about fairness. In the family, it's about reconciliation. The core idea is simple. Your faith is ultimately proven by how you treat other people.
Let's take something as difficult as divorce. The process described in the Quran isn't meant to be quick or easy. Every step, the timing, needing witnesses, the waiting period, it's all designed to slow things down, to prevent rash decisions, to protect everyone's rights, and to give every possible last chance for reconciliation.
Now, building a just society also means setting some boundaries.
The Qur'an lays out very clear prohibitions on things like alcohol and gambling, certain foods, and so on. But these aren't framed as arbitrary rules. They're presented as essential safeguards designed to protect the individual, the family, and the whole community from what the text defines as social and spiritual harm.
So we have a guide, a core belief, and a blueprint for society. But where does all of this lead? Well, our final section looks at the endgame, the final reckoning. The Quran is emphatic that this life is a test and that there will be a final day of judgment where every single person will be held accountable for what they did.
This idea of perfect, ultimate justice is captured in one of the Quran's most famous verses. The message is just absolute. Nothing is missed, not a single atom's weight of good, not an atom's weight of evil. It's all recorded, and on that day, you will see it.
For those whose good deeds are heavy on the scales, the Quran describes paradise. It's painted as a place of physical and spiritual peace, gardens, flowing rivers, a life of bliss. But all of that is secondary. The text is very clear that the ultimate reward, the greatest possible triumph, is earning the pleasure of God.
And then, in stark contrast, for those who rejected the guidance and chose a different path, the warnings are severe. The descriptions of hell are filled with these incredibly powerful images of fire, of total despair and eternal regret, a final, sobering reminder of the weight of our choices.
And so we end where the Quran itself so often leaves its reader, with a question. This one verse is actually repeated 31 times in a single chapter. It's a direct, haunting challenge to reflect on the world, on gratitude, and on the countless signs of a creator. A final question for all of us to consider.